Well, the time's come to look at this petrol. Now, obviously, with it being old petrol, there is every chance there isn't any ethanol in here. It's alcohol and it'll evaporate, won't it? So there's every chance that there wouldn't have been much, if any, in it. And it's only a line's thickness, but I think there is a drop. I think there was a drop, actually. I didn't draw a line on it, as you know. We were showing you what to do rather than buying a new thing. So anyway, I thought we can at least have a bit of fun with it, can't we? If I can. There we are. There we are. Right, I'm just looking because I don't want to drop. I've squirted it all out, or most of the water and that's gone out. So now what we can do, because we've got some stale petrol, you see, I'm going to see if it'll start the engine. Now this petrol is very stale. Oh, by the way, the other night in preparation for this test, if you notice the petrol's on, well, I ran it out. I ran the engine till it stopped in preparation for this test. I'm not putting a lot of this in because I just want to put enough in so we can get a carburettor full. That's what I'm going to try and do. Because if it doesn't start, well, obviously we're going to have to mix some fresh with it. Yeah, it's got some in. Right, I'll give it a whiz over. Move that. Move that. And it's a cold day. Right, that's how we go. There we are. I'll put a drop of this good fresh petrol with it. There we are. Now, that tap, I think it's leaking more out the gland, not the tap that I did. And so I only leave a drop in, it evaporates, it doesn't matter. It means you've got fresh all the time. Right. Let's try again, eh? Running a little bit slow. just let it warm up a minute. But anyway, that's so when people say that this petrol with a shelf life of only 2 weeks and it can be stale when you buy it, well, it's still got a bit of fire in it, hasn't it? Butter. It's all that because, as I say, I ran it till it stopped. And that's the same petrol, but it's been in over here. Let me just see if I can show you. There, that tin in the floor, that old oil tin, or whatever it is, paraffin tin I think, very old one, that steel one. It's been in there a long while, but when it's in the dark it tends to preserve it. I do know that. Anyway, I think that was a nice little end to the experiment, eh? That's the throttle fully closed. We'll let it stop. Now my mate Will, that I sent spanners to, wanted to get me something in return. Suggested things, so some tools or a socket set or something. I said, well look, get me a pulley for my engine. So, this is before Christmas, and anyway, it'll be coming sometime, right? So what we want, remember that car wheel for a pulley, all we've got to do is have that long seat belt coming out the shed with this going round. That's all we've got to do. So anyway, yesterday, what I did, I welded this shaft back together again, there, because to cut the screw, the log splitter screw, off that end, what I had to do was obviously I couldn't get to it to cut it off, so I had to cut the shaft and take it off. So anyway, I welded that up again, you see, and what I'll do is just drill 2 holes through there and put 2 split pins in. That'll stop it too far. This is only another real jerry rig thing, and what I think of doing, that'll go on there, look, like that, see? And I can dig a hole in there to let it go in. It won't be going around very fast, and then I can clamp that on there, and then we've got a grindstone, you see? And maybe I can get a small saw blade, you know, and have a circular saw as well. So it's just something joke type to drive it with, just to see the belt coming out the shed driving something. There we are. So that's the next, so I just started that yesterday, as I say, and this I think this pulley should be here, oh, by Saturday I think, something like that. Anyway, there's something else we can do, isn't it? There, look. And look, I welded the bolt on. I should have shown you before I took it off. Anyway, I welded the bolt on in there, and if you look, it's not dead true, and I did that on purpose so that, you know, when it goes round it'll wobble slightly, you see. Anyway, there we are. Something else for a bit of amusement, innit?